Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Zlatan's Fight Picks. Today we will do a quick overview of the fights that are coming up tomorrow on Saturday, February 15th. Cannonier versus Rodriguez. As usual, we will go over the fight card from the first fight to the main event, but it'll be extra quick today, not as much in-depth description, and we'll try to get through this in 15 minutes. Fight that just came up: Jared Gordon versus Masrabian Rizeboyev. Jared Gordon will be the pick. I think he's got way more experience. He's actually very good, and Rizeboyev, after seeing his not non-UFC fights, I think he's a big can crusher. There's no can that's safe around this guy, and the only people he's lost to are the guys that can actually half-ass fight. So Jared Gordon's going to be the pick, high degree of confidence. Next fight, Gabriel Bonfim, Chaos Williams. Pick is going to be Chaos Williams. Bonfim is very talented, but there's something about the Bonfim brothers, and I think it's grit, and they're great hammers and terrible nails. And I think in this case, Bonfim is going to try to take Williams to the ground. Williams has the ability to get back up. Williams is very strong, very powerful. Bonfim's going to try strike with him, and I think that Bonfim also has a bad gas tank, and I think that as the fight gets past the first round, I definitely think Williams can win a decision. I personally think that he can win by KO in this fight in the second or third round as Bonfim starts to fade. Moving on, Julia Avila, Jacqueline Cavalcante. Cavalcante proved that she's a great fighter from the outside. Good striker, good jab. I think she wins this by decision from the outside. Avila, not a great striker, usually charges in, throwing big punches. She's got a lot of power. She's a very strong girl, but at 36 years old, and she doesn't fight that often, I think she's just coming in for a paycheck. She is going to lose, and Cavalcante will win by decision. Vince Morales versus Elijah Smith. I've always liked Vince Morales. I think he's way more talented than everyone gives him credit for. He's well-rounded. Great chin. He's 34 years old. He's at his peak. I think he did really well last time against who did he fight? Let me get on this right now. He fought okay. He was a really good fighter. He fought an excellent striker. It was Lapalus, and it was a unanimous decision. He did get him to the ground a few times. I think, Lapalus got great get-up game, good defense. He's a very talented fighter, and he took him right to the end. And I think that Smith, again, he's young. He's talented. I think he's very young. I don't think he's ready for, well, I think he's ready for the UFC. I think he's going to be really tested in this one. I think he can lose this and move on and learn from it. I think he's 5'9". He's a little taller, a little longer, a little lankier. I think he's going to win the first round. And has a tendency to fade. And I think there's going to be a big adrenaline dump. I think Morales will be taking the fight over as the fight goes on. He'll definitely win the second and third round, and he should win this by decision, but he has a really good chance of winning this by KO. My pick will be Vince Morales by decision. Is that what my pick is? Morales. Actually, you know what? Yeah, KO or decision. If you get to pick a prop for both, over 1.5 is probably a good one too. Walter Walker versus Dontel Mays. Walter Walker 6'6", Walter Mays 6'6". Dontel Mays going to have a reach advantage. I don't have a lot of confidence in Mays. I don't have a lot of confidence in Walker. It's going to be Walker trying to take Mays down, and if Mays can get put on his back, he might not be able to get back up. If he could fight off a few takedowns, Walker will gas. Mays probably has a better gas tank. I think he's going to be the better striker, more powerful striker from the outside. You know what? I'm going to do something that really a lot of people aren't doing. I'm going to take Dontel Mays. I think that he's shown that he's improved with his takedown defense and he's improved with his get-up game. And I think that Walter Walker is Fugazi. I don't think he's that good. He's just big, tall, and I don't think he's that talented. And doesn't take a great punch. He's kind of just a big body in there. I mean, granted, he can't take people down, but he has having a harder and harder and harder time to take people down as he moves up the ranks. Not that Mays is high in the ranks, but I'm going to go for the dog shot. Mays by decision. Moving on, Rafael Estevam versus Jesus Aguilera. I like Jesus Aguilera. He is a great guy to watch fight. He's just a dog in there. He's got short little arms. He's great, does a great guillotine choke, got some power. I think this is a bad matchup for him. I think Rafael Estevam, even though he has taken quite a bit of time off, he's going to be too tall, too long, going to strike from the outside. He's not scared to get taken down. He can get back up. He can even take Aguilera down. He's got to be careful of the guillotine choke. But Estevam is good on the ground, very versed on the ground. I think he's going to be able to survive. I think he's going to win by decision. Angela Hill versus Ketlin Souza. Angela Hill, 5'3", and Ketlin Souza, 5'3". This is one of those typical up-and-coming prospects that run into Angela Hill. Angela Hill, unfortunately, is 40 years old, so at some point she's going to start to slow down. I think Ketlin Souza is an okay fighter. I think she's very mid-range. I think this is the type of fight that's going to go down to the distance. And I think this is the type of fight Angela Hill can win. And I think people always underestimate her. She's very well-rounded. She's getting way better on the ground. But she's 40 years old now. And that's going to be the thing. It's a pick-em fight. I'm going to go with the experience of Angela Hill. Even though at 40, it's going to be a little more risky. I think this is going to be the theme of this card. You'll see. Moving on to the main, Angela Hill by decision. Main card. Conor Matthews versus Jose Delgado. Jose Delgado, I didn't see a lot from him, but it seems like he's really tall, really long. He's a good striker. He's good on the ground. He's very well-rounded. Basically, I'm just betting against Conor Matthews. I don't think he's that good. I think he's barely UFC level. I think he got the contract because he took a last-minute fight or something like that. Anyways, I don't think he's that good at 32 years old. I think he's okay on the ground, but he can get touched up on the feet. And I think Delgado is 26 years old, and I think every time we see him, we're going to see a huge improvement, and it comes out of a good camp. Delgado is going to be the pick. I think Delgado is going to win this by KO. Probably over 1.5. I think Matthews does survive for a while, but the fight does not go the distance. Moving on, Rodolfo Vieira versus Andrei Petroski. You know what? I think Rodolfo Vieira has definitely improved the striking. Petroski does fight good on the outside. He does, get good takedowns. And he could win this by just, taken down and good top control and holding on to Vieira, but it's going to be hard to hold on Vieira. I think Petroski and Vieira both fade as the fight goes on, but Vieira, I think, is going to be the stronger guy in there. He's going to have the stronger strikes, and in the clinch and on the ground, I think he's just going to be the stronger guy in there, more technically versed as well. Vieira is going to be the pick on this one. I just don't see a high ceiling for Petroski. And I think this is the kind of guy, Vieira. It's not a good matchup for Petroski. I think Vieira is going to win this. Moving on, Ismail Bonfim versus Nazim Sadikov. Ismail Bonfim, another Bonfim brother. Again, I think these guys are great hammers, not good nails. And I think Nazim Sadikov is a great nail. He is tough. He can take a lot of punishment. Just keeps coming forward. He'll take 2 to give 1, but he does have a fair bit of power. This is going to play out 2 ways. Ismail Bonfim from the outside, just touching him up and win a decision, or Nazim Sadikov going to get close enough to tag him and hurt him and take him to the ground and possibly win a round, or just take him to the ground and hold him down and possibly win a round. It's going to play either or. I'm going to go with a dog shot. I'm betting against both Bonfim brothers in this one. I'm hoping Sadikov improves a few things. He's taken a fair bit of time off. He's in a great camp. He's got some talent. He's pretty good on the ground. He's very tough. He's got some power. He's going to be a little slower. The speed advantage is going to be Bonfim. It's going to be speed against power. And who's going to be more durable? Bonfim gets hit. If he does get hit decently, I think we'll quickly see him start to fade. So Nazim's going to be the underdog play here. How am I going to play it? Notes, where are they? Nazim Sadikov by KO. Edmund Shabazian versus Dylan Budka. Edmund Shabazian, I mean, this guy seems like he's so talented. He comes in, he's good on the ground. He's good on the feet. He's got good takedown defense. He's got good submission defense. He's got good, I mean, and then all of a sudden his gas tank just goes. He just never seems to be able to gauge himself and last the whole fight. But he has fought some tough fights. But in that first round and a half, this guy is super dangerous. Dylan Butka, very tough, very durable. He's an okay striker, mostly a wrestler. I think Edmund Shabazian's got this guy covered everywhere except the gas tank. So that's going to be the thing. Is Edmund Shabazian going to not gas? Is he getting better at it? He's very talented. He's very powerful. He's durable. I mean, he's going to be the pick. You got to pick him. You can't pick Butka. Butka's barely UFC level as far as I'm concerned. He is young. So he's going to be improving. But Shabazian, for all the fights and all the times you've seen him, he's only 27 years old. So he's going to be improving hopefully as well. Hopefully he takes it a little more seriously with his gas tank. Shabazian by KO. Hopefully it finishes under 1.5. Calvin Kattar versus Yusuf Zalal. Calvin Kattar, 36 years old. Yusuf Zalal, 28. Yusuf Zalal has come back to the UFC, guns a-blazing. He's taking this very seriously. And this is what we got to pay attention to. He's always had the talent. He's always been tough. He's always been durable. He's always got the speed. He's good on the ground. He's taking it to the next level. So whatever you've seen from him from before, he's taking it up a notch. He has not fought, well, I can't say he hasn't fought the best guys, because he did earlier on and he lost decisions. And he just seems like he just would continually lose against these guys barely. But like I said, this is the new Yusuf Zalal. Mind you, those other guys that beat him back then by decision are improved as well. But in this case, I think Calvin Kattar slipping. I think Calvin Kattar was taken down a lot by Aljamain Sterling. I think Zalal's got the ability to take him down. I think Zalal is somebody who can stand in the pocket with him and exchange with Kattar. I think Zalal's got him covered everywhere. He's going to be the pick. And the pick is going to be by submission, under 2.5. Moving on, a main event, Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodriguez. Gregory Rodriguez, 6'3", Cannonier, 5'11". I mean, he comes in here a little smaller than everyone else, and always, like shorter anyways, but he's very stout, very powerful. Rodriguez is very powerful as well. Cannonier, I mean, he's the way more talented fighter. The only issue we have here is 40 years old. He's like Hill, 40 years old. And we see him slowing down just a little bit. But Rodriguez, I mean, how good is Rodriguez? Is Rodriguez going to make a run for the championship? No. So the play is, do you think Cannonier is slowed down enough that Rodriguez can beat Cannonier? That's what you got to make a decision on. Or is Cannonier slowed down enough, but not enough to lose to Rodriguez? Cannonier's got good takedown defense. He's got good get-up game. He's very powerful in the clinch. He can throw bombs. Rodriguez, he's a dog in there. He's going to go in there, take one, and throw some big bombs. And who knows? And this is maybe the fight that's not really good for Cannonier, because he's older and that 40-year-old chin's going to get tested again. It could be the only way Rodriguez wins. But if Rodriguez doesn't knock him out and Cannonier does stay in there, I think in a 5-round fight, Rodriguez is going to start to fade more and more and more and more. Granted, Cannonier at 40 is fading a little more, but he's been in there for 5 rounds multiple times. I'm going to go with Cannonier. He is the underdog. I'm going to hope that he hasn't faded enough to lose to Rodriguez. That's going to be the play. Those are the picks. Let's go over the board real quick. There we go. Once again, not financial advice. Bet only what you can afford to lose. These are my assessments from most confident to least confident. do your own research, compile it together with yours, and make the best decision possible. Most confident Cavalcante, should be a fairly simple fight. Zalal, I think he's up and coming. I think he's going to do great. He's taking it seriously. Estevam, I think he's got Aguilar covered. Delgado, new. It's hard to tell. Maybe he is that good. Maybe he's not. But, I'm just taking the fact that Connor Matthews is not that good. Shavazian, again, besides the gas tank, the guy looks pretty good. Gordon, a lot more experience. I think they just bring in the other guy in because they needed somebody to fight Gordon. Vieira, I think he's tough. I think he's durable. He's determined. I think he's got Petrosky covered everywhere. Petrosky is going to try to take him to the ground and hold on to him. I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble at that point. Hill, I got to go with the experience on this one. And I don't think Souza's that good. Cannonier, again, he is good. He was very good. He's way better than Rodriguez will ever be, was anyway. So we'll see how far down he's slipped, but I'm going to have to go with him on this one. Morales, I think he's a lot better than people give him credit for, and I think Smith has a lot of holes in his game, and I think he's got a bad gas tank, and he can get KO'd, and Morales will stay in there and take one to give one. It's going to be a crazy first round. Morales is probably going to get touched up. Come the second round, it's going to be totally different. Williams, I think he's going to be able to beat the other Bonfim brother. I think both of them are going to be nails, and I don't think they can handle it. Sadikov, again, is going to fight the other Bonfim brothers. All low confidence picks because these are, underdogs, and the other guys are favorites for a reason. They are talented, probably enough to win, but I have a feeling that these guys will both KO the Bonfim brothers. Mays, I'm going to go with Mays, even though, he's one of those fighters you just don't know about. Walter Walker, I just can't bet on the guy. Like, he's not that good, not a good striker. He's got to just go for takedowns. If Mays has worked on anything, it's the takedowns. He just, maybe the first round he might lose, but he's going to end up winning this in the second and third round as Walter fades. That's the picks. Thank you very much for joining me again. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe if you want to get notified next time I put out a video. Otherwise, thank you very much. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And we will see you guys in next week. And good luck in these fights this weekend.